Today's guest is David Vinson, President and CEO of Kids Are Kids Learning Academies. We're living in busy times. More than ever, both parents in any household are choosing to work. This means you begin to ask the question, well, who's going to look after the kids while we're at work? David understands that. And that's why him and his partner, Sasha Vinson, COO, both decided to found Kids Are Kids Learning Academies and really provide the support that factors in all of those questions one would ask. Well, is this the best environment? Are they going to be learning? Are they safe? What does that look like? And the good news is that this has done so well and they've solved this problem so perfectly that they began to expand into an actual franchise beyond just a single operation. And you can see that in 2024, this trend is exploding. And David hopes to be on the cutting edge of that. Without further ado, David Vinson. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. David, thank you so much for coming on to the show today. How you doing?
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
I'm absolutely delighted to have you here. I mean, this is something that touches really on the future, the coming generation, right? And what that means. And so we can't have too many of those conversations, really. And I saw the results of the 2024 Franchise 500 from Entrepreneur Magazine that listed you as one of the top franchisees in early childhood education. I saw a report from last May that lists you as one of the top emerging early education childcare franchises, which notes that childcare is now a billion-dollar industry with a B. And so for me, what I'm curious about is if you've been in this business now for 39 years, could you tell me where the foresight came from to get involved in this vertical and what has that led to the position you're holding today?
Well, I tell you, we've actually been in business for 63 years since my father was 19 years old. Kind of a short story long, his father passed away when he was younger, and he and his mother lived off their insurance money up until he was 19 years of age. And they really needed something to do. Friends of theirs actually took care of children in their home. And my father and his mother got together and said, we think we can probably do the same thing. So that's actually how the business got started. And for the last 63 years, they have truly led with their heart. And 39 years we've been in business as Kids Are Kids, and started franchising in 1988, and which is really where we're at today. So I will tell you that we are a 63-year overnight success just because we've been doing the right thing for so long.
I love that. No such thing as overnight success, but it always looks that way, doesn't it?
Well, we certainly try to.
I'm seeing here also in my notes that Entrepreneur had talked about children-focused businesses being a giant trend in 2024. Can you talk to me a little bit about the things that you're seeing on your end?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've always said as long as it's more fun to have babies than it's not, we should be in business. And birth rates are up, and parents are certainly seeing the benefits of early care, and they are spending a great deal of money and time investing in their children's future. So we strive every day to make sure they have a nice, safe environment to bring their children, and we surround that with a good structured program.
Yeah, and I'm curious, right? Because the people have so many options. Sometimes they go to the thing they saw in their neighborhood somewhere. What differentiates Kids Are Kids from other franchises and independent operators in this category?
Well, first and foremost, we're family operated. We're family owned, and until the foreseeable future, we will remain family owned and operated. We treat all of our franchisees as being a part of our family, and we are truly family led. I'm the president and CEO. My wife is our COO. My sister is assistant to the vice president, and my mother is our CFO. So
Wow.
we are truly family led. My daughter works in the business with us. My niece works in the business with us. My son-in-law handles all of our real estate demographics and mapping and things like that when we're looking for new locations. So we are truly a family led business. Our franchisees see that, and it really brings it full circle and creates a common ground, if you will.
Now, From what I gather in today's economy, you see birth rates continuing to flourish, and increasingly more families are the type of family where both parents are working. So, childcare and early education would appear to be a rock solid bet as a franchisee. Is this something you agree with? Are you seeing this trend also?
Well, I'd say as far as childcare itself, industry wide, it's not recession proof, but it is somewhat recession resistant. We are considered essential. And when times get hard, parents go to work and they need a good place, good quality place to put their child. So we do see that as an upward trend. And as the economy continues to grow or decline one way or another, we feel like they will always have a place here.
Now, taking all that in consideration, how did you get here, right? Because from what I gather, you were a teacher, like predominantly, right? So, what led you into the path of entrepreneurship? It had to have been a huge decision to step into the challenge of like entering and growing a franchise network.
Well, actually, how I got started, I was a 3 year room teacher at our first Kids Are Kids facility right here in Doraville, Georgia. And from a 3 year room teacher, my mother ran the school day to day. She from there she taught me how to count time cards and manage payroll. I learned how to manage our food, ordering food. And when I was old enough, I was able to get my CDL license and drive the school bus, taking children back and forth to school and then leading them on field trips throughout the summer. From there, we started franchising. Married, my wife and I built our first school, and just truly saw the passion that my parents had, and wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part of something larger, and kind of put my own spin on things, which is what we have done over the last, which I have now celebrated my 40th year in this industry. And my wife has celebrated not quite that much, but we just wanted to be a part of something larger and grow the brand and um, really be a catalyst for what we have grown up with.
I see. So then, if you were to look at some of the rankings again, like coming from Entrepreneur and the report saying that training and education and proactive support seem to be the biggest differentiators for someone looking to get into entrepreneurship as a franchisee, is that something that you're recommending based on what you're seeing in correlation to the growth?
Well, I would think as a franchisee, franchisor, one, the relationship, two, with a franchisee, you can really lean on someone that has spent decades in the industry and feed off of their trials and tribulations and break the learning curve. The quicker you can break the curve, the quicker you can hopefully start seeing some profits on the backside.
When you take all that into consideration and you look at sort of the journey of everything you've gone through yourself, right? Having been on one side of it and then stepping to the other and looking to expand and scale up. What surprised you most about that process of looking at it from the other side now and have finally, like, maybe even a couple of words that we can get into in terms of advice for that transition as people become, in a sense, entrepreneurs themselves by adopting a franchise?
Well, I tell you, some of the things that we have learned is how easy it is to do the right thing. Some of the things we've also learned is how some uh, people particularly in this industry, think that they can be absentee owners. You really have to be on site and manage your schools day in and day out. You're taking care of people's most prized possession, and they want to know that you're committed to that cause.
What I love about all of this that I'm picking up as we're talking about it is that there are some strong values that carry through all this, regardless of the changing times. And right now, we're looking at a world where technology continues to impact as it always has, except this time it's creeping into education and things of that nature. Personally, I'm curious how you see this technology that's coming in that's trying to shape and shape the minds of children, and if you've considered any of that as your franchise and as a product as it evolves with changing and emerging technology.
Yeah, well, technology allows you to communicate a lot better with your parents. We always say three main focus points that you need to have, particularly in this industry, is communicate, communicate, and communicate. The more you do that with families, the better off you're going to be. It's a lot easier today with children to get them engaged early on by using some of the technology, whether it be through our brainwaves curriculum that we have or our STEAM Ahead curriculum that we have. Online training for our staff is huge. And things like that enable you to engage quicker and easier. So that's some of the things that we are seeing in the industry today that we didn't have, a decade ago.
And then one of the things that I think is most important when someone takes on a franchise, right, is the idea of how much support they get once they sign on for that. What has that been like, especially as you begin to scale up? Have you found that to just be a very natural extension because of the values you hold as a company and the way you operate?
We think it is. Again, I will revert back to it's easy to do the right thing. And the amount of support that we give truly comes from being team led on our part, as well as being completely engaged with our franchisees. We charge a percent for royalties with Kids Are Kids, which truly makes us partners. So the better our franchisees do, the better we do. So we want to make sure that is mindful every day and that we set a good, strong stage for our franchisees to stand on. If they, at the end of the day, if they wind up above the stage, then we're certainly going to look to them as for mentors for our other franchisees. If they fall down or fall below that baseline, then we're certainly there to make sure that we support them. This is all we do. I tell people all the time that Kids Are Kids, and my family, we live, eat, breathe, sleep, drink, play, Kids Are Kids. This is truly all we do. And we get up every morning to make sure that we do the very best that we can. And when we lay our head down on our pillows at night, we just want to make sure that we're better when we lay our heads down than when we woke up that morning.
I I 100% am on board with that philosophy. I want to roll out the red carpet for you and allow you to invite people to know where you prefer for them to connect with you and if you have any exciting news they should know about.
Yeah, sure. So kidsarekids.com. Please go online and take a look at us. We have a great website and we are building every single day. We have great new and exciting things that are coming to the horizon for Kids Are Kids, different models that we're looking at, different areas. We're currently in 18 states and we're looking to expand. So please go to kidsarekids.com and take a look at us. And we would love to be able to talk to you about our industry, about our family, and about our love for children.
Right on. Look, David, I can't thank you enough for stopping by and just sharing with us a bit of how you're involved in positioning yourself in this continually growing industry, which I think is going to become ever more important as people get more and more involved in work with the way the economy is shaping out. So thank you for doing what you do.
We really appreciate it, and we do love it. And we lead by passion, and really and truly, at the end of the day, we have a good time doing what we do. We truly do.